Waiting for my screen to load up here. Robert G, welcome, man. Welcome. I'm going to switch this water. This is gross. Give me 1 minute. That's water from my rainwater tank. Sorry about the feedback, folks. Turning that down now. Trigger Happy, welcome. Welcome back. All right, let's get to it. Monday morning. Doing great, man. Doing great. Glad to be here. Thankful to be here another day. Let's get these tools sharpened and cut the rest of these. There you go, Chardonnay. Almost first. That's right. Starts out early, you know. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Roof's dropping last. As I told y'all before, quite a bit of schmutz on this stone here. Made 2 shorts this weekend. One for Mike, one for Wes, one for Mike. Actually, we did Chardonnays on Friday, if you count that as a weekend too. I think it was pretty good. Chardonnay said, how was the rainy day live stream? Probably last Thursday-ish or Friday. Hopefully that's flat enough. Sounds pretty good, at least up top. Yeah, you know those outdoor festivals, you got to be prepared. Once upon a time, I went to an outdoor festival with a lot of now pretty famous bands. And you know, when we got to those headliners, it was pouring rain, so we all just grabbed the whole flooring of the stadium and covered our heads with the flooring of the stadium, and that was our rain tarp. Sure, it cost them a pretty penny. But when you have that teenage angst, you know, you just don't care about that kind of stuff, you know? Just go hard. Hobo Hideaway, Double H, welcome. Welcome to Dad's Workshop, everybody. I'm Dad's Workshop, Calvin. And behind the scenes is Heather, Dad's Workshop Heather, and she's handling all of the technical stuff. You're welcome. Really trying to work on this stone because there is some strop that's like deep down in that. I can kind of see there. Deep down in the stone. I had to dress it a lot. Thank you, Hobo Hideaway. I like it too. It makes me happy, you know? The smell of tools and wood and stuff like that. Love that smell. If y'all had smell-o-vision, it would be even better. That's right. Heather is the production manager, as Robert G said. Director and producer. I might switch to the 3000 side because this side is so gunked up. Let's switch it over to the 3000. Not going to make a big, these are both polishing grit numbers. I feel like I might get a better result over there. Shawty said, don't forget to like the stream. Double tap that screen. Let us know that you like being here with us, relaxing, learning a little maybe, hanging out, chatting, asking questions. Changed my mind. Love that smell. Robert G said his shop still smells like cedar. Love that cedar smell. I've got 2 big blocks of cedar. I'll show them to you. Actually, I cut the tree down and milled it and everything a long time ago, probably 10 years ago. I still have 2 sections of it in my trailer here. Y'all see all that stuff that's coming off of there? Keeps your blade from sharpening. Cedar's great. It tools well. It doesn't rot. It looks good when it's finished. We have a neighbor down here whose whole house is built with cedar siding. It's beautiful. I thought it was like salmon colored at first, but then I realized he sided this house with cedar. Y'all hear my stomach just growl? Sometimes I'm not hungry, but my body is like different. My body wants it, but I don't. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, Monday morning. Let's get these tools sharpened so we can get started. I got some black walnut here too. A slab, a small slab. I got 2 huge cherry slabs here. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. We do a lot of 2x4 stuff here though. Hobo Hideaway. Like we do stuff with cheap lumber. I still keep good lumber in the shop. I don't use it a whole lot. It's expensive. I'm afraid this 8,000 gritstone may be done for, man. Yeah, we like that. We like to not waste stuff here. It doesn't even feel flat anymore. Morning, Orami. Orami with his morning coffee affirmation. I know it, and I will make it. I will know it as true, and I will make it my own. Yeah, it's good to have that hookup with the cabinet shops. We moved the stone stuff out of the way. Welcome you all again to Dad's Workshop. I'm Calvin. Today we're gonna finish these banisters. Here's what the posts for my bed rail look like this. And I'm going to carve the last 2 of these for the bed just in case kids aren't secure in what they have. So we're gonna cross cut, as you all see me do many times, and then chisel this waste out. Use files or whatever we need to do to round those off. So welcome, and I hope you stick around and hang out. Of course, we love to answer any questions that you have. Sometimes I get a little caught up in what I'm doing, but you know. I think I need my little reading glasses on today, especially. Robert G said, I've been turning my Christmas ornaments, mainly snowmen and angels. Heather said, that sounds like a nice way to bring in the season. Robert G said, hoping to sell a bunch, LOL. Just a little dab of toothpaste on there as a polishing compound. I want to say hello and welcome and thank you to all my members. Not loving the way that one feels, to be honest, but it could have to do with my sharpening stone. I'm getting really picky about sharp tools. Ooh, I just caught myself right in the fingernail with that. That could hurt later. Robert G said, been up since 5:30. Need coffee or a nap? Understand that, man. I understand that. I did something funky with my mouth. Oh, there's my mouth right there. Get you some coffee, Robert G. That's a little shallow of where it needs to be. It needs to be lined up with this. So it needs to be right there at least. Right over the pith right there. I traced in the curve on the other pieces. It may be advantageous to do that. Good morning, Smoke. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shout out all my members, Chardonnay and Orami. Shout out to my friends too, Robert G and new friend Hobo Hideaway. Chardonnay also member. And welcome back, Trigger Happy. Appreciate everybody. Good morning, Smoke. Got a convex curve right now. I need a concave. Like I said yesterday and the day before, working this is like working end grain. I'm right in the pith too, so it's gonna be tricky. It's gonna want to blow out and act funny. Welcome, welcome. Mike is making stuff, to whom I dedicated a video yesterday. Check it out. Also, remember, Mikey's making stuff. Never been more seen in my life. That's what Mike said. Now, y'all aren't going to see a pencil line there. I'm going to have to basically use one of my chisels like a gouge and take some material out of this middle down here to get that curve. A little tricky. Welcome to everybody. Good morning. Happy Monday. Thank you, Mike, for saying hello to me. Well, that's cool. You know, it takes a second to warm up on Monday morning. I get that, y'all. You know. Smoke Shop said, LOL, I enjoy a morning snack. Smoke Shop's got the snacks, y'all. Steelers, when he turns away, Steelers snacks. Good, Mike. I'm glad you're stoked. I'm just going to say that I did make a video concerning Mike, or about Mike's channel, which I encourage you to join and also subscribe to. Mike is making stuff. It's at capital Mike -is -making -stuff. Check that channel out. Subscribe, become a member. Check out the short that I made. Facetious, but it's all in good. It's all in love, and I thought it was hilarious because Mike makes me laugh. So check that out for sure. That one is live, that short. It's just a reel of Mike's funny isms that he says and stuff like that. Ah, see, you had to correct it so I knew what you were talking about. Scores. It's cool enough to not run that loud fan today, so I think that's nice. You know, sometimes when my saw comes through the wood, it dings like a cell phone alert. Makes me think my phone, you know. Now that's the bottom of the curve. What I've noticed is the more cuts you can make around the defining part of the curve, the better. This one needs to go down a little bit more. Oh, I lost the beginning of that message there. Oh yeah, I was watching the motor turn into a treadmill, or you disassemble. That was really cool. There's some similarities with holding a saw like this and holding drumsticks. One of them is you don't really want to run your finger down the saw. Maybe not after you start cutting. You kind of want to grip it like this. You don't want to hold a drumstick like that too. So some similarities I noticed. Oh, hey, as far as me, I love that you turned the treadmill into something, man. It would have just gone in a dump. So, you know, I'm not worried about that. I love my treadmill, but I run outside now. So, rain or shine, it's good for you. You got to learn how to deal with the conditions too. Oh, I didn't do top cuts. That's what crackling reminded me of. Y'all see that thing move like that?
I don't know where your chat's at, but one of them later on my stuff was. I found a pretty heavy duty treadmill. It was insensitive to the fitness enthusiast vibe.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what I just responded to.
I said, because Calvin wants a treadmill for treadmill purposes very badly.
Yeah, it was okay though. I told, like, I just commented on that. I said, I'm glad you like didn't waste it, and it didn't, with a perfectly good motor. That treadmill was either usable as a treadmill or something else. So I'm glad it got salvaged. It's wasted in the GTA sense, yes. It went to Mike's Chop Shop. There used to be this place called Jim's Electric Motor where I lived, where I grew up, and they would do a lot. They even had like electric cars out there back in the 90s before you really saw those around. They had like in their spare time in the shop made a couple of them and set them out front. I think all they worked on was electric motors, probably for factories and stuff. It was in an industrial park, so probably most of their work came from working on machines, machine motors. I imagine, I don't know. We also got to make and test some stain out today. I've been talking about using this very experimental mixture, and I got to try it out today, so that's going to be part of the live. Yeah, I heard you talking about the metal lathe. Those are, even watching Forged in Fire, I don't even know if they kept one of those there. There's a couple scenarios where I thought that the contestants could have used a metal lathe to solve their problems, but all they had was just forges and some other little tools and band saws. They may have had a lathe in there and just people don't know how to use it. I have watched videos of guys turning metal on lathes and making components like tiny motors, tiny engines, even tiny gas engines. And I have no knowledge of that stuff whatsoever. So it was interesting, but completely foreign to me. That's right. Well, besides a metal 3D printer, Mike, it is the only piece of machinery that can build itself. Yep. Like I said, I watched guys build tiny motors and gasoline engines for like small airplanes and like real remote control gas powered cars, which are cool to watch if you ever had a chance to watch those. Used to be more common when I was little. Wes does it. Welcome. Welcome. Calvin and the Chipmunks. There you go. I like that. That's a good one. I'm going to have to use that. Welcome, Wes does it. Featured member on Saturday, I think. Always a featured member. Dino, welcome. Welcome, Dino. little bit of an edge there. I want to take some of that out and round that off. Little tappity tap tap. Wes Palada says, thanks for lining my pockets with the sweet Amazon affiliate commission dough. There you go. Palado getting them affiliates. Palado's graveyard shift woodworking. Wes does this for sure. I only need my 20%. A lot of these companies, Smokes, they don't want to sponsor you until there are some like Lowe's that you can actually go apply and they'll go through your stuff and check you out. But a lot of these companies are waiting till you're very, very influential, and they don't even, honestly, to them, they're pretty stupid. The new companies now are looking for people with micro influence, small communities, right? Hence, we grow our community here and worry about that first. But all the companies, the old model was to get the biggest influencers and pay them a check and let them promote your products, right? But I don't think that works that well. Yeah. It's just a cut you get from people who click your ad, right? You already have Amazon, okay. Vivor, maybe contact that company. See if they got a website with a corporate contact in there. I mean, I'll Google it when I finish here. I'm kind of curious myself. I wouldn't try to steal it out from under you. I'm not that interested in that anyways, as I told y'all. All right. Smoke, clarify to me. I mean, I know what a sponsor is, and affiliates are people who pay you little cuts of what you get, right? Sponsorship is people actually paying you for videos or advertisement. But you can clarify the difference in the chat if you want. Sorry if I misinterpreted that. I don't want to confuse people either or give them the wrong information. Well, Robert G says it's possible. Let me be I'm not trying to be a naysayer or a gatekeeper. Right. So Smoke says it's the same as Amazon. If someone clicks and buys, you get a bit of the cheese. Yeah, because Lowe's has a program like that as well. Yeah, curious about that. Well, we haven't spent a lot of time doing that, but it is definitely something I should look into. Well, let's get this edge down a little bit. This looks a little wonky. See, here's this problem with this pin right here. This vise has gotten a lot of work since I got it. Pin is starting to loosen up in there. Smoke Stop said, only money I have made at under 500 subs is Amazon links. Interesting. Always good information, guys, if you're starting a channel. That's why I love this live that I do, because this is all information that can help you. Smoke always got good information, so I usually, open my ears when Smoke is talking. Smart guy. And definitely bound for monetization in a real sense too. Just a matter of time. Trying to round this out a little bit here. Yeah, no problem, Smokes. We could probably follow that most of the way. But we're trying to get it essentially like this here. It looks elegant on the bed. I'm actually kind of pleasantly surprised by it. So we'll go ahead and cut the other one and then do the filing separately. Then after I do this, I'm going to do the stain combo and test some of that stain I've been talking about. A little farther back there, isn't it? Got some drastic. No, it's not that. Some of that stuff on there. That's pretty good. $40 on Amazon clicks. We're gonna have to look into that. Let's do this though. You know, they say you get rich not so that you can buy things, but so that you can't be bought. You ever heard that expression before? Excuse me, that's my stomach growling, not the expression. But you get rich not so that you can buy things, but so that you can't be bought. We want to pay you $600 to make a long form video every week for the next 6 months. So that means you're going to work for $25 a week, right? And we all know how hard long form videos are to make. That's not me being negative about it, because a lot of times if you have clout, you can make the rules, you know? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Got a knot right here. We're gonna make some little. I'm gonna take my rip saw here and do a couple little. It's a knotty area. Yeah, I think community building is where it's at right now. When you have the community, you have the clout and you have the leverage. It's always good to find ways to make money in the meantime, doing what you love. If what you love is making videos and doing lives, then absolutely. Affiliate links and things like that are a good way to get a little change. You know, it's all these sources you have to pull together. It's work. You know? Schmoke says he goes live every Sunday at high noon. Let's everybody know that. Also, shout out to everybody else in here who is a attaboy, Hashtag good plug. Is that high noon Eastern time there, Smoke? Yes, Smoke is all horizontal all the time. I think the only problem with that is that when you're vertical, they include you in the shorts feed. And I'll notice that about 80% of my viewers come from the shorts feed. If you look at the numbers. Just my opinion. Well, just some numbers I looked at. Whenever I do members only, I always do horizontal, I think. Maybe I do vertical too. Streaming. Does that mean you vertical and horizontal at the same time? Is that what dual streaming is? Oh, I see. So both of your channels are getting the... Cool. Now we don't have to watch the creator minute anymore. Smoke will watch it for us and report back. those things that YouTube does, and any of these platforms. I suck on some of the other ones. No, not gonna lie. Like, I'm terrible on TikTok, terrible on Instagram. I cannot get my finger on what they want. But they want you to use their new initiatives all the time. So if you do that, you usually get a little boost, you know? A little bit of blowout on that corner, but we're gonna handle that. I want to pare this down a little bit. Here's the trash truck here now. Work those little bits out. I'm just reading what y'all were saying about the dual streams and stuff. It's a knot in the middle of that. Yeah, there is a knot. Knot right there also. That's why it felt funny when I was sawing through it. Didn't even see it. Yeah, so the chisel sounds different on that area because there's knots and there's some pith there. And when we come down in a curve, it's basically like chiseling on the end grain. So it's going to struggle. You can hear it scrape a lot, right? Like right there. Pith. And then on the other side, it's a knot. So tricky wood to navigate right here. Good observation, though. Yeah, you guys have a lot more success with repurposing stuff to long form. I have not had that success. It, in my experience, is not worth it. And I know it is for you guys, but I have a hard time relating because I'm like, just never. Good luck. Soldier Farms, welcome. Soldier Farms, I used to be a teacher too. Quiet day so far teaching science. Cool. Glad to know that you do that, man. This one might have to be shortened. We can do that as necessary. I'm not going to say niching down doesn't matter. I'm just going to say with the new approach to business that you see from the streaming platforms, and you can argue with this, it's fine if you want. Since it's my show, I'll say this. Niching down is one of those things that the old school YouTube people will tell you to do, because once you get your subscribers, you got these niche down subscribers, and they're going to want to watch every video that you make because it's their thing. But right now, they don't show your videos to subscribers. They don't. If your subscribers don't click on your videos, they don't put them in there for you. They don't. So while I understand there's a vibe and a aesthetic that they're looking for when they look for your videos, the niching down thing with interest-based advertisement and interest-based marketing and what you call it, purchase-driven viewing, they're not that interested in niching down. Yeah, I mean, I'm all about if that's the direction you, that's what they used to teach people, but I don't think it. I've seen people go from niche to niche. Switch niche. It may be a rich experience. Switch niche. The old expression is you got a niche to get rich. Now it's what do you call it? You gotta cringe before they binge. They gotta cringe before they binge. That's what they tell us, smoke. Sometimes wonder if what they tell us is not accurate anymore, though. Look at people trying to build their channel off live, long-form videos. It just ain't happening. It just ain't happening. I think it used to. They're going to tell you, it's not a ripoff if they tell you how to monetize your channel, but what they're going to tell you is to niche down, optimize your titles, optimize and create visually interesting thumbnails. The same stuff that we all know. Here, I'll give it to you. You can throw me a super chat of $1.99 rather than paying somebody $1,000 a month. Optimize your titles, make catchy thumbnails, and make sure that your video has a hook. There you go. There's the 3 things they're going to teach you in coaching. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Heather. Let's say, I told you $1.99 super chat. I just hooked you up with all the freshest information. Optimize your titles, make a catchy thumbnail, and put a hook in your video. There you go. That's what they're going to teach you coaching. It's up to you, man. You know, donations only. Donations only. It's not even a niche, smoke. There's a million people with how to grow your YouTube channel videos and how I monetize YouTube channels. I mean, that's saturated now. too late for that. I mean, y'all can think I'm dumb. It's okay. I love y'all, man. By the way, it's Monday morning, so I'm still adjusting. Love y'all, and I'm going to get the smile on my face here soon. I just want to, I got to express my opinion. I have, oh, what, is that a Pilato $2 donation for the optimize your titles, make a catchy, visually catchy thumbnail, and put a hook in your video. Thank you, Pilato. Pilato just hit me with a $2 super chat, so we're going to hit with the drumsticks. Oh, look at my drumsticks are shorter. Do they sound different? There we go. Now, Pilato, appreciate it anyways. Even if it was a sarcastic donation, it was still a donation. Now, we love you, Pilato. And Smoke, we love you too, man. It's just stuff that I, you know, look, do I have all the answers? Absolutely not, you know? And all I can go off of is being obsessed with it for the last couple of years. And watching people. And yes, there are people who are 25 and they've got a beautiful full head of hair and they have a snazzy look and they went to art school or they didn't, and they make a video about Pokemon and it's a really visual video and they monetize off one video, right? They do that. They're also 25 with a full head of hair and no financial issues they have to deal with. So yeah, it's just not as simple as what they make it seem. Post. Even if you're on TikTok, you'll find these videos all over the place. Just post. And some of it is true. Like it's better to post half-assed content than no content. That is true. The audience actually is not very discriminating on 4K quality and audio quality. I pull my microphone out, I end up with more folks in my live stream. It just upsets me sometimes. I'm like, all I had to do was unplug my mic. They want to hear all the noise. Vulnerability is a factor now. You almost have to look like you don't know. They want to see that you kind of struggle with stuff because they struggle with it. It's what I'm telling people, like you can make mistakes on your live stream. A lot of these woodworkers that we have in our circle, they don't like me because they're like, oh, his joints aren't that perfect and he doesn't use hardwoods. He doesn't use cherry or walnut. He has no experience with a table saw jig or whatever they say. And that's not necessarily true. That's what they think. But when I carve stuff and I make mistakes, the audience likes that. They like to see me make mistakes. And they like to see me kind of beat through these different projects. They're not, if they were looking, yeah, the creators I know are looking for perfection because that's the type of people that they are. Machinists and stuff, they always made stuff that looked perfect. I'm a machinist by trade. I hear that a lot on these creators' channels. I'm a machinist. I'm a lifetime woodworker. And those people, you know, if you got stick-to-itiveness, you'll monetize anyways, as long as you don't quit. But yeah, relatability is a factor. Like they don't want you to be perfect. When Mike was hacking through that stump, he had some of the best numbers, and he was frustrated. And I know he's going to hate this when I say this, but that stump sat. Look, I did the same. That rail I made was basically the same thing. I didn't do it on purpose. It just didn't work out. Didn't work out. Yeah, niche down is more. It's more build community. That's the buzzword is build community or the buzz term. Yeah. What you want to be doing is making content that people want to know your story, really. You know, there's a lot of information everywhere. We can all go online and find how to cut a dovetail, right? There's a million forums on that. We see somebody stumble through that dovetail. It's a little different, right? Heather, if you get a chance, bring me out that what I need that coffee and like the hot pot full or something with boiling water or hot water. to put coffee through. Live is hot. Live is a new thing, man. I was telling Heather, once we can do video and audio responses in the chat, it's going to change the whole landscape of entertainment. Entertainment will become interactive, and we will be on the vanguard of that. It doesn't matter whether we niche down or not. Oh, Calvin, he's just a knucklehead, right? He just hammers this wood all day. But man, I'm crazy like a fox. Watch out. I do pay attention to stuff. It's community building, definitely. If you can build, if I would have known that like a while ago, that would have been my main focus. These affiliates, they're going to nickel and dime the mess out of us. The sponsors, since we're talking about two different things, sponsors and affiliates. Sponsors are going to try to get their best pennies worth out of you. I haven't even put a price in my sponsor stuff. Like I don't, in my kit that they have, they let you build your media kit on YouTube Studio once you get to, you know, that level. I have it partially constructed, but I won't put a price down because I don't want somebody to get me. I don't want somebody to come and say, I'm gonna pay you $600, but you got to make a long form video once a week for the next 2 months or whatever. I mean, I'm getting $300 a month, guys, you know, or whatever it is. And that's like, I looked it up. AI has some idea. You know, I use a lot of AI. AI is smart. If you pay for ChatGPT, you can get better, more out of it. Ask AI about your channel. Ask AI where you can put your data through AI. Ask them what you should be doing. Some of their stuff is out of date too. AI has some input. Are we anti-AI? I remember when people were anti-Wikipedia. Are we still anti-Wikipedia too? Because we'd rather have them on our shelf. Do we need someone to come? We need a librarian to come in and correct our encyclopedias every day. I love that, man. As a teacher, I used to hear people all the time, especially other teachers, say Wikipedia is nonsense. Dude, if you put false information on Wikipedia, one of those webmasters will shut it down within 5 seconds. Try it. Yeah, we have that. Not the Copilot, but we have ChatGPT. Things dogs do. I just recently asked AI to make a development plane for my channel. There you go. Things dogs do. Didn't see you in the chat, but yeah, man, that's a good contribution there. Most definitely. While I'm waiting on this coffee stuff, or I might have to go in and get it myself. I'm gonna Oh, absolutely. That's an AI Google search though. I'm talking about putting data through the AI and having them analyze the data. I did it with my candle things to see how many candles I would have to sell to make this amount of money based on my business model, the pricing of my candles and all of that stuff. And I'm sure I could have an accountant do that, but it's easier if I have AI run the numbers instantly and write me a business plan, right? AI doesn't know the newest things about YouTube too. Like when they first started letting people with 500 subscribers basically have the first level of monetization and do super chats and members and stuff, which I should have taken advantage of. When that first happened, AI wasn't aware of it. YouTube doesn't always inform, even though they are part of Google. If you work for YouTube or if you monetize, you get your paycheck from Google. But they don't always there's not like communication there all the time. I like this channel as a creators roundtable. Like I like having creators here and crafters, craft people and stuff like that. And I like doing crafter showcases. That's what I enjoy, I think, besides the work, which is mindful and relaxing to me. I was skeptical of the AI highlights on the lives recently. The first one, I was like, man, why would they take this highlight? And I put it up and it got over 1,000, which is good for views. And then I think that highlights up to like 6K, which is one of my better shorts. I know some of y'all have 1 million views on your videos, and that's not my situation. So let me put that out there first. That's interesting. Pilata said when AI asks him, tells him something suspect, he'll ask for sources, which will often result in Copilot apologizing for the incorrect info previously provided. Yeah. John Connor's a Terminator reference right there. I should file that first. Yeah, so I wasn't impressed either, Pilato. I was like not psyched, but they have an idea of what people like. So the first one was good. The second one was not. The third one was not that great. I think maybe when they first put it out, they were incentivizing it more than it's actually good data, but I just don't know. The jury's out. Dude, wait. People will tell you your channel is trash and your content is garbage and you don't know what you're doing. And then you go to their channel and they have 1 sub or 0 subs, or they have a video and it's horrible. So don't just take all that with a grain of salt. It's especially like free advice from people who, you know, we could bring Bearded Viking on here, and Bearded Viking would say, you know, just make a video. I made a video and I got 1 million views, and that worked for him. And then from then it's been the gravy train for him. Now he just scams people out of their money, right? For boxes and stuff, illegally. Just gonna throw that out there. Oh, thank you for the coffee.
Do you have your dry coffee out here? 'Cause there's not none. There's none on mine.
Oh, we don't have any up there anymore.
No, if I got rid of it, it was a long time ago.
That makes sense. We'll figure it out. I'll get another one, I guess.
Okay, we'll get some cheap ones.
If you got some grains in there, just bring them out, like the used grains from this morning.
Oh. Yeah.
I'll try it out with the rusty stuff. The most money is generated is financial services videos on investing, you know, in crypto and stuff like that. And then under that, shoot, I just looked at these the other day, man. It's not DIY. I think maybe lifestyle videos after that, like vacation videos, or what is it? We know somebody who does these, like basically what Sophia does, this YouTuber some of y'all might be familiar with. Well, the other day when I posted that video of the things that Shar made, a couple people posted hateful comments, but here's the thing about progress. You can deny progress, you know, all you want. You don't hear me. I'm a musician. I went to school. I went to conservatory for college. You know, the School of Music, and I had an intensive music program. I don't get mad at people who make AI music. If it sounds good, and it's good. Now there are some glitches with it, but well, I'm gonna do. Pilato said I've considered starting another channel based on my day job, which could be much more lucrative. Definitely, you never know; those channels can grow in a day. I'm gonna do a bonsai channel. That's my goal. I've got some bonsai orange trees I started. I'm gonna work on some junipers, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna go live because you all and we all know what the secret is. We know what the secret is, guys. The cheat code is you gotta go live. I mean, I can make a video of it, but nobody will watch it, even though it's the best tip they got. Go live. Oh, I don't know. I don't like to go live. I'd rather make long form videos. Well, go ahead. But if you want to monetize, you want to make sure you monetize, go live. Tell me I'm wrong. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that anybody we know who's on the track to monetization or who has monetized and is growing in subscribers does not go live. Which one of those people does not go live? At least in this community. Bonsai smoke tree. We all know it. It's go live. Go live, build a community, go live, build a community, rinse, repeat. And if you can build a good long form video, I mean, I do those too. This is what content creating is. You have to try all those things. But yep. All right, let's try this. I got this hot pot and some coffee grinds. We're gonna take a piece of scrap wood and try some of this. Why would the flies want vinegar? And we did this yesterday. We put these what you call it, steel wool and vinegar together. I'm gonna take some of this coffee. I'm gonna pour through these grinds here a little bit. Let that drip in there for a second. Let's try a couple of different pieces of wood. This is the more whitish, because I have bunches of different kinds on here, so it's got to act similar on all the different kinds of wood. Let's do this one. Try this one. See, this one's got two tones, one on both sides. This 1x3 is white pine too. We might try it with this. I'm gonna take the steel wool out. All right, we don't want schmutz all over this. So what I would take is cheesecloth and run this through cheesecloth first, but let's try a little bit of this on this wood. This is apple cider vinegar and steel wool and coffee. Schmutz I could do without. I don't see much there. Supposed to darken the tannins in the wood. I think probably, I don't have to look up how much tannin content that white pine has. The idea here is to craft your own stain, right? From what you have. It does make it grayish. I was hoping coffee would brown that. Let's squeeze some of these berries in here and see whether the berries will add a complexion to it. I'm curious about that. I'll put my gloves on to do that. Wonder what I did with all my berries. Here we go. All right, I got choke berries here. I'm gonna just try to squeeze a few of these by hand into that. We're just kind of giving it a shot here. I'm gonna dirty up my hands with these. Look at how much pigment's in there. It's a lot. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. And once I add that magenta pigment to there, that just came straight off the tree. I just picked those right off of the thing. I don't know if y'all have these where you live. Chokeberries, or not chokeberries, pokeberries. Chokeberries are actually a different thing, aronia. You can actually eat those. You cannot eat these. They are poisonous. They do not irritate my skin. So I'm not worried about them in the dye, but you see how much pigment it'll put in your skin. So I'm thinking they probably will add a significant amount of pigment to this mixture here. I'm trying to get a brown, and when you mix bright colors like that, from the opposite ends of the spectrum, I'm gonna put some turmeric in there too. Let's try the other end of the stick with that. We tried this once before, but it was a very unscientific process. It fades a lot too. All right, so we got the coffee stuff on this side. This is the side with the, look how many, I didn't even use that many pokeberries, and that's how much pigment went into it. Now it's gonna fade, but the apple cider vinegar should help. So let's do that again. You wanna stain both sides of wood when you do it, but we'll do both sides with this. What the tannin getting darkened in this looks like is dilapidated wood to me. So what you get is, if you just use the apple cider vinegar or steel wool method, I think what you end up with is the dilapidated wood look, grayish wood. But you all know people power wash off their fences. So that answers one question, which is the pokeberries dominate the color. So the color is clearly dominated by the pokeberries. I wonder if the apple cider vinegar, the coffee, or any of the other stuff that I put in there is even a factor, because that magenta color just dominates. My goal was to mix them and get a brown. So not that I know of. Nah, it's not an oil. Or usually think of nuts as going rancid, oils as going rancid. But no, the berries pigment has been used for, I guess, 1,000+ years. I'm gonna wash my fingers off so that I don't add any more pigment to the other side and mess up what I was looking at. What I did before when I did this resulted in very little stain. Like when I came back and checked it the next day, it may have, in the defense of the stuff, it may have gone through a rainstorm. So that's not really fair. But I'm thinking this stuff won't even wash off my hands, but it'll wash out of wood. That's not bad though. And then you can see the tannins, and I kind of messed it up with my fingers here. Like it darkened this wood to a gray, but no brown like I was hoping for, right? Hoping for a brown color. That's true. Pilato said one short from a live stream typically earns more than the live stream. That is true, man. Some of my most half-baked shorts, that one was for you, Smoke. Some of my most half-baked shorts with a C, took me 20 seconds to make, and have earned me tons of pennies, like mountains of pennies. Specifically like 60. Y'all get some real, you're keeping it 100 here, y'all. I actually like the way that's a lot. I don't know if I want the whole bed to be like that though. That's what we got with the pokeberry, man. It leaves the rings don't absorb the stain, which is cool. Cool to see. Let's try that. Let's leave that a little bit. I want to add turmeric, which is a dark yellow to it. Let me go grab turmeric and see what happens when I add turmeric and try to stain another piece. Boobity boop boop. This is me running. So, coming back. Sorry, y'all. Carrie, welcome. Had to end the live stream. Had some issues with the phone. Try to catch up with y'all tomorrow morning. Love y'all. Sorry. Take care.